What up, Whiskey Ginger fans? Welcome back to the show. If it's your first time joining the show, welcome to the show. I say this all the time. Please like it, subscribe it, and leave a comment below if you're on YouTube's for the algorithm. I want to take the time for a little bit to thank you guys very much. Your patronage means a lot to me. I appreciate you guys watching every episode. I'm trying to bring you a new array of guests every single week. I haven't missed in 3 years, baby. We're getting a new studio. I'm excited about that. I'm on tour. I got 15 more cities to go. Right now, currently, I'm in Florida. I'm out there in Fort Lauderdale, Hollywood area called Dania, Florida. Come out and see your boy. 2 shows tonight, 2 shows tomorrow. AndrewSantino.com is where you get the tickets. Then I'm going to be New Year's Eve, dude, in Phoenix, celebrating the NYE in Phoenix. Then Kansas City, St. Louis, Albany, Chicago, D.C., Atlanta, Seattle, Portland, Vancouver, on and on and on and on and on. And it goes on and on and on. But go to AndrewSantino.com for those tickets, AndrewSantino.com for those tickets. And I want to thank you guys once again. It means a lot to me that you're watching these episodes. I love it. I want to keep the Whisk Ginge going, even though I'm getting busier. I just want to keep this thing moving because I love it, and I hope you love it. I appreciate y'all. Enough rambling from me. My guest this week is Drew Lynch. He's so dope, so funny. What a cool dude. Go see Drew on the road as well. We're all out there trying to entertain the masses post-COVID. Enjoy yourselves. Let's go to the episode.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Whiskey Ginger. My guest today is one of my favorite people on earth. I say that for all my guests, but I mean it once again today. Lightning speed. It's Drew Lynch. Drew Lynch, thanks for coming.
Thanks, buddy. That was so fast.
Was that good?
It was perfect.
What did you say to me off camera before we started? You said your mom is a what?
I love that. I love getting to do stuff twice. My mom she's a bourbon stewardess. I don't know what's sexually appropriate, but she's went and got like her certificate to be like a beginner intermediate, like so she knows all shit about like bourbon and stuff. So
Wow.
I was pointing out a lot of stuff. I said, Blanton's and Blood Oath. She's had me try a few different ones, but she has like a huge cart of like just like bourbon, right when you walk in the house. It's insane.
That's great. Well, okay, so you said you wanted some Blantons. Let's throw me your glass.
But I don't want to it's like a sacred man's thing. You don't want to
tell you?
Yeah.
I'll give you the secret. I've given the secret on the show twice before.
Okay.
I'm not going to disclose the location live on the air.
Okay, yeah.
But there is a grocery store in the valley that sells Blantons.
Really?
And when they have it, I buy all of them. I buy 6 bottles and they're gone.
Yeah, you're that
so I
guy.
have 5 of these at the house. So don't worry about drinking my booze.
I was like, she can never get her hands on any. So
It's really hard. Well, I used to have a sponsorship through Buffalo Trace.
Really?
Not anymore. Looking right in the lens. No, not anymore, Buffalo Trace. But they make, of course, this Eagle Rare, and Pappy, of course. I'm sure you know about Pappy. Have you heard of Pappy Van Winkle? Yeah. That's
Pappy 20 year, one pour 20 year, I think is like $250 or something, $250. In downtown Pittsburgh it is. In downtown Pittsburgh.
Well, why do you say Pittsburgh? Because you had it in Pittsburgh,
Yeah,
obviously.
I wouldn't just like I had like a catalog.
Yeah, I was
of
like, how do you know
whereabouts,
every city's?
And if you need the zip codes, I got those.
You're from what? Indianapolis.
Indianapolis, yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cheers, my friend.
Dude.
Clinks.
Wow.
Great to see you.
Now, do you
thanks
drink,
for coming.
Thank you for having me. Do you drink every single episode?
No. There's a lot of people. I mean, most comics are sober now.
Yeah.
Something you notice, right?
Yeah.
Like, so many of my friends are sober.
A few years from there, I think.
I'm about 6 or 7 weeks, to be honest. Like, I might have to tie it up after the holidays. It's been bad. But you know what, dude? COVID and the winter, I've gained weight. I'm up to like 110 or 112 now. Or 110. 210, 212.
I was like, damn, dude. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was like, you seem pretty critical.
I was 89 before this. I was real thin. No, but I'm up to 212, 210 as I think what I'm hovering around. I'm getting a little porky. But
Now,
honestly,
sorry, go ahead. Go ahead. No, finish
no,
the thing.
this stuff is really what it is.
Yeah.
It's food and booze.
Yeah.
And I love good food and I love good booze.
Yeah, I'm the same. And if you get to the point where you've had enough good booze, then you're gonna want some food afterwards.
I
That's
know.
the problem. You can't just like I can't just like be a man and just like go to bed like just sauced. I have to have whatever's in the kitchen after. So do you? You're talking about how you gain weight, which I can't tell. I can't tell the difference. But
Yeah.
I know you're supposed to say that, but I can't.
I'll send
I
you
can't
nudes
tell.
and you'll
Yeah.
know.
Okay. All right. And so is that something that like your agent like? Have you ever been in a situation where your agent is like, listen, man, like you got to get this under.
No.
Okay, good.
No,
right.
no, I've never gotten that bad.
Okay.
But also, I wouldn't listen to them. And I'm like, we're comedians, so it's like,
Yeah.
And for me, I guess any acting work that I would get, this is what you get.
Yeah.
With me, it's like I'm not.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of times they're like, will you shave your beard? I'm like, no, this is who I've always been. I'm always going to be a beard guy.
I love that.
Yeah. Unless they're like, here's 50 million. Like I'm shaving everything.
I don't know that. Yeah. That's your Chappelle deal.
Yeah.
Okay. So have you ever been? I don't think I've ever seen you without a beard.
No. When I first moved to LA, I had a couple of like on and off months where I would shave clean for auditions.
Yeah.
Just because I was like,
Yeah.
wanted to look young and all that stuff. And then I realized it was never who I was. I've had a beard since I was 15 years old. I had facial hair since when I was in high school. I was like the only kid that could grow out of my little clique of friends. And so I had facial hair when I was 14, 15. I started to grow. And then by 16, I had a full beard. And I've almost never not had a beard.
It's great.
My whole life.
I mean, there's nothing feeling worse than shaving for an audition and you don't hear anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's what a
then
waste.
Now you're
What
just
did we do it
fucking
for?
Bare fucking face for a few weeks. It's terrible.
Yeah. Let me do this real fast.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No,
I came out with the
no,
questions.
No, I like the questions. I want you to zing more at me. Drew Lynch, a phenomenal comedian. For people that don't know, I mean, I've seen you for years and years now. You're a great comic. You've, in the more recent years, in the latter half of your more recent career, you've kind of exploded, I think. I think you've
thanks.
had a really good uptick in your visibility. I think what happened with the internet was amazing, that it showed more people could get more views on their own. I think you've built a great online audience. I think you're very funny. I want to just tell you all that stuff to get it out of the way. And people that don't know should check out all of your stuff. AGT is what I think some people might know you from in certain audiences. Other would say the stand-up world of the internet or whatever.
Yeah,
or seeing you
maybe.
live.
Yeah.
What do you think your biggest crowd pleaser is? What's your biggest take from the audience? Like, how did you build your audience, you think?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, AGT had like a big like role with that, you know? I mean, their exposure was, I mean, at least when I did it, I don't know what it is now, but it was huge. And, you know, the integral part of that story is attaching a talent or a contestant with, you know, a story. And my story, you know, like I've told it millions of times, but I've stuttered for 10 years because, you know, I lost a lot of the functionality of my motor skills based on a going to sleep on a concussion from a softball injury. And what's hard about that is like, you know, what's hard about doing that show is, you know, it's not really like comics like, you know, it's like a family-friendly kind of thing.
Sure.
And not that anything on that show wasn't true. It's just, you know, they embellish the more vulnerable sides of things that, you know, I guess isn't, I would say, not as comedy kosher. You know, I don't know. I don't even know the right term, but it just felt like I was thankful for that fan base that I guess had accrued because of that. And then merging the worlds of, you know, where I am now versus where I was then has been kind of the game. Yeah.
Well, you've done a great job. I didn't want to pigeonhole you into a place of saying, because that's the same thing. It happens to me in terms of people like, I thought you're an actor, but I mean, you're a comedian, but you're an actor. It's like, dude, comedy was what I started.
Yeah.
I just so happened to get into acting.
Yeah.
That always annoyed me about East Coast guys. Never knew. They're always like, no, aren't you? You're an actor guy that does comedy. I was like, dude, I started in 06.
So
you saw me because I landed something finally
yeah.
in 2010 or whatever, 11 or whatever it was.
But you're such a good actor, though.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know that's probably what they're probably like. You're a better actor than a comic.
Yeah,
we don't want to see
your
you do stand up.
I hate your comedy. But
I don't want to see you do stand up, you scumbag.
No. I mean, I think a lot of the roles you get, I would hope that the writers are aware. Like you have a very like when you're on stage, you have a very like you throw things away that has like a nuance to it, and I think that comes through it certainly comes through in the writing with like Dave and stuff like that. So that kind of thing is like that's maybe why.
Yeah, no, it is. I understand, and I've always said in an interview once, and I'll say it again. I don't care how people know me as long as they like what they know me from. So I don't give a shit.
Interesting.
I don't give a shit if I saw you in a thing. I've had someone say to me, I did a show for Yahoo Screen. Nobody watched it, and a guy was like, dude, I love that show. I was like, I do other shit. And he's like, nah, I don't care. But you know what? It's fucking fine. As long as they liked what they saw, then I really don't give a shit.
I didn't like when, for a while, I didn't like when people had said about AGT, even though that was like the only thing. That was the only thing I had. And they're like, I saw you on that. I was like, don't fucking talk to me about that.
That's a comic. That's such a comedian's... I'm not that guy. Dude, I started on Punk'd. Punk'd was my first credit.
Yeah.
And I tried to shy away from it for so long. But now it's been enough time where I don't give a shit anymore.
Yeah.
But I used to be so embarrassed by it. But why? You worked hard to get a TV credit. You crushed. You killed enough to go as far as you did to get enough recognition. So sorry. There is this weird guilt trip of comics of like, you should be ashamed of how you got there. You should be ashamed of the money you get when you do get there. And you should hide it all from everybody because you have to be this... I don't know, people's person, they don't like to see you super successful or they don't want to see you in these vulnerable moments. But the good thing is that tide seems to change now.
Yeah.
Now the internet has let us show, well, we're dynamic. We're just fucking human beings.
Mm-hmm.
We're not going to, not everyone is going to be Dice all the time. What an exhausting caricature of a person you'd have to be. Or look at Belushi and all these guys. It's like, yeah, they're dead because it was exhausting being insane all the time.
Yeah.
You have to be humans. Like I have to go to a grocery store. I think they think like comics have to be these wild horses, and you're like, not really, dude.
Yeah,
we're just guys who are able to cultivate our vision and our voice in a way, And
I think that's what, to your point, that's what a lot of people love about, or have expressed that's what they love about comics. Is, like sometimes I don't know if I'm sure in many of the episodes you've done here on this show, even. It's not all been ups, It's not all been like that. I'm sure there's been like where you carry in whatever just happened into whatever is going on now, or sometimes one criticism could break you, of the how many that have, So and sometimes I think people have expressed that's sometimes their favorite content that they've seen, or that's their favorite thing that they've heard.
Because it's real.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give you one right now. You want to loop this into some fun comedy moment? I just got off the phone with an insurance guy 2 minutes ago before you came in. And I would just insurance is such a fucking scam. If any of my fans out there are insurance salespeople, good for you. Also, fuck you. Fuck you into the earth. It's such a scam. Dude, he was making up all this new narrative of all this stuff and these policies I need for this and this because we got a new studio, like I said.
Yeah.
And it was like workers' comp for all your workers. I'm like, they sit at a fucking soundboard. They touch buttons. If he breaks a nail touching a button, get fucked. He was like, no, you need it legally in the state of California. And all, it's just all this stuff. Because this was for fun. It still is for fun, but it becomes a business. And yeah, the insurance fucking scam of the whole thing. I've always it bothered me to no end, insurance. Like you have to have this thing. It's bully lunch money. It's like you have to give the bully your lunch money because they'll beat the shit out of you if you don't.
Yeah.
But it's like, well, you're better off doing it.
Yeah,
because you'll get more lunch money, I guess.
I've always found insurance agents they find a great way to subtly threaten you, like subtly. It's like and that could happen, and we wouldn't want that. That kind of thing where it's like don't get lower.
Is that something that we want?
Yeah.
Is that something that we think we want?
Yeah,
we're a team. All of a sudden, we're in a relationship. No, I hate it. It drives me nuts. Also, I wanted you to come out on this show because. Everybody, a lot of people have speculation, but the stutter is fake, and I know you. I know that, and you wanted to come out on the show.
Yeah, I wanted to. I wanted to do it on yours. I got so many other fucking requests, and it's just like it's hard because it's gonna sail. Into the views.
Do people ever say shit like that to
all
you?
the time?
They still do
all the time. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, man. Which to my credit, if that's the case, like 10 years in character.
What?
Fuck.
What
bro.
a bit. What a bit.
Fuck, dude. I was like, and then I was vegan for a few years, and that was like, that was part of the character's like backstory. Like I was like seasoning it, dude. I really
Let me tell you something, dude.
It, dude.
If you're on your deathbed,
yeah,
and you finally you grab the doctor, and you're like. It was all a bit. The doctor's like, this genius. The stutter was a bit. It was a fuck. He never played softball. He played soccer. That's so great.
Yeah, in the time that he can tell a nurse I've passed away.
You're gone. And you're smiling.
Yeah.
The smile on your face. But the smile has a bit of a stutter. Even the smile shakes a little bit as you die.
And then he because he would never have corroborated it with me, like because I passed away. So he sounds like another crazy person. He's like, no, he's fucking faking, and he goes and he starts a blog and all this shit.
He becomes a successful comedian.
Yes,
talking about a comedian stutter that wasn't real.
Yeah, he goes and puts that comment on all of my videos, which again it continues to build monetization for me and my fucking fund after I'm dead. I've thought about all this.
Yeah, dude, you really you've mapped it out.
I've just heard it so much. It's
old, huh?
You know, yeah. And I mean, I've gone to, you know, it's gotten to the point where I carry. My fiance told me not to do this, but I carry copies of like invoices of like speech because I go to physical therapy and speech therapy still to this day, and I carry like invoices every time I get like fucking invoiced or whatever. I don't have it on my person, you know, just not to just give it to them to like show it to them. I'll just be like, you can just have it, and also you can fucking pay for it too. But you know, and it's like you know, it used to be a lot worse, and I think like, you know. It comes a lot with just your comfortability and even just owning it. And that, you know, we talk about like some of the serious things that comics, some of the more like vulnerable places that comics get into, like that sometimes is maybe what it was for me, is just like learning to be comfortable with all the stuff that you might not want to talk about. And like, you know, I mean, think about like a lot of the comics or people that we meet in this business where you're actually like fans. Like I'm fans of so many comics at the Comedy Store, and they would never know it because I just like I have to just be quiet and like not like, because I'm afraid if I talk to them I'll stutter or I'll sound like a fan or whatever. So, you know, there's things that like that I go on behind the scenes of, I think, every person that they're not really showing.
Sure, of course. What do you think makes it go away the best?
Oh man, fucking Blanton's, dude.
So good.
Yeah.
Does this help make it
know,
go
that's
away?
What I'm saying, Blanton's.
Yeah.
Just Blanton's. I think just comfortability. You know, if I get, you know, I'll get, and it's frustrating because I'll get to a place where I'm talking to somebody for a while, and if it's a friend or if it's, you know, if it's a comic, they don't usually say anything regardless. But if I talk to somebody and then they go, hey, and you know, I don't hear it. And then I'm like, well, now I'm fucking, now I hear it. You know, now I'm like, you know, now I'm super aware of what I'm saying. And, you know, I think what's kind of challenging also is, you know, is how it evolves. Like it used to be so like it used to be so staccato in every single word. And, you know, then it used to be certain phrases, and now it's just like, oh, I can get out whole sentences without like even kind of having that happen. And you know, I would love to just for it to get to a place where whatever, that's a whole thing. You know, it's like when a fat comic is like, you know, I'm fat, and then moves on and talks about not fat things like that.
Yeah, well, you don't talk about it on stage anymore, really.
I don't talk about being fat anymore. Fuck no.
Well, because you've lost a little bit of weight.
Yeah.
We're a little concerned.
I'm 130, and I know that that's excessive.
How much do you weigh?
Modest. I'm 130, 125, 130.
Fuck.
Yeah,
that's
why?
Insane.
Yeah, I know. I'm a tiny guy.
It's like I'm two of you.
Yeah,
I'm two Drews.
Yeah. I mean,
one Andrews, two Drews.
Yeah, and as I have been used as a unit of measurement before, but but yeah, so like I feel like, you know, it's something that I still like. If it's like late night,
yeah,
you have to address it, because then that's like, you know. But if it's my show or whatever, I don't know.
Well, your fans, they know.
Yeah,
they already
talk about it. But yeah, I don't know. What about you? Like, is there something that you feel like you have to address? Like, I mean,
my anger.
Yeah,
but I have to do that. I just have to do that in the real world. I have to address my fucking my anger with literally everything.
So, are you an implosive anger, or
you know what's interesting is that, like, over the years I've gone through these huge waves of like going to therapy and calming down. And
You still go to therapy?
yeah, I'm not good at it. I'll be honest.
Okay.
You know why?
Why?
Because I get annoyed at the fucking therapist.
Yeah,
The
I'm the
details
same.
about therapy are annoying.
Yeah.
It's interesting that like going to someone to get help is also can be very tedious and stressful. That would add to the reason that I'm going to get help.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like stage is kind of my therapy. When I get to go on stage, as corny as that sounds, we get to rip. It's like, I don't know, man. There's no better like relief of my mental symptoms of like, how do I debug myself? Sometimes it's just getting up there and vomiting out some thoughts, even if they're not super well thought out, even if they're not really rounded out bits. Sometimes I don't give a shit. Sometimes
I've seen those
I
sets.
need it. Yeah.
I know exactly what you're now.
I just do that. But I'm also very not afraid to do that. I'm okay with like a lot of comics. Sometimes are so regimented, and that's okay. This is two very different kinds of comedy. But like sometimes they're so regimented that I'm like, I don't even think you're having fun, or you're even getting anything out of it. And I just don't want to turn into a joke bot. I think joke bots are very scary to me. I think there are a lot of good guys at comedy that are very good at what they do, but a lot of me is like, do you enjoy this, or is this like a machine job thing?
I came up with the formula a while ago, and it is not patented, but I came up with this formula that it's like one for me, one for them kind of thing.
That's good.
I don't know. Like I think it's becoming less for them and more for me. But for a while, like even like transitioning off of like AGT to the shit that I was wanting to talk about.
Right.
It was initially that one for me, one for them. Here's a joke for them, and then here's one that I want to do.
Well, and also because that audience is kind of not who you were. That's not who you thought was going to be your target audience, right? Like, because it's not. There's nothing wrong with it, but AGT is primetime television. It's a little bit cleaner. It's tighter.
Yeah.
You're a little bit more loose. I wouldn't say by any means you're a dirty comic. I would say you're just more a true to form comic, which is like the easy way of saying you kind of say what you feel, and you don't really care if it's going to cross into a boundary.
Yeah.
I've never heard you go to a place that's like, ooh, I can't believe Drew talks about that. I've heard myself go there, but I've never heard you go to a place where I'm like, oh, Drew, don't say that, you know?
In here, we pour whiskey.
Hey, I've spoken pretty candidly on this show about mental health awareness, and getting yourself some help with your mental health. BetterHelp is that solution. If there's something interfering with your happiness or getting in the way of achieving your goals, BetterHelp is going to assess your needs and match you with your own licensed professional therapist. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. This is great. If you've never tried therapy before, what are you waiting for, dude? You're talking to the wall, you're talking to your brain, you're talking to yourself in the shower. Let it out to a real human being. And let them know how you feel. There's a broad range of expertise. The service is available for clients all over the world, all over the big blue globe, flat, whatever you believe in. You can log into your account anytime, anywhere, send a message to your counselor, and you're going to get timely and thoughtful responses. You never have to sit in a waiting room ever again. You're never going to have to sit in a waiting room ever again. They're annoying. They're gross. The hum of the fluorescent light, the stench of other people in the room. You don't want to do it. So do yourself a favor. Try BetterHelp, because BetterHelp wants you to start living a happier life today. You can visit their website, see their testimonials, BetterHelp.com/reviews, and visit BetterHelp.com/whiskey. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/whiskey, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp. They are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. This podcast is, of course, sponsored by BetterHelp, and Whiskey Ginger listeners get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/whiskey. 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/whiskey. HelloFresh. HelloFresh. You like fresh ingredients delivered right to your door from the farm? Well, HelloFresh is the deal. You get fresh, pre-portioned ingredients and seasonal recipes delivered right to your doorstep. Skip trips to the grocery store. Where are you going? Count on HelloFresh to make the home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. That's why it's America's #1 meal kit. I use HelloFresh. I love it. They got 50 menu and market items to choose from every single week, including vegetarian, calorie-smart, gourmet, and they are providing plenty of variety. Ingredients that travel right from the farm to your door, like I said, and they're ready in around 30 minutes or less. Seriously, even I can do it in 30 minutes. It's impressive. Plus, with their quick and easy meals, 20-minute recipes, low prep, and easy cleanup options, you can get food on the table quicker so you can spend more time with the loved ones during the holidays. Recipes like balsamic and fig beef tenderloin, yum, yum, yum. Or pecan-crusted salmon, wow. Make holiday meals special without the high cost of dining out or delivery. Go for a cozy comfort food choice like chicken sausage and sweet potato soup for a cold winter's night when you're snuggling up watching that next episode of Succession. HelloFresh market has this season's entertaining covered with options like their holiday cheese and charcuterie board and skinny dipped dark chocolate peppermint almonds. Hello. Don't forget dessert. Satisfy your sweet tooth with the seasonal limited time goodies like ginger spice, cake, truffles, and cherry cheesecake swirl bars. Let me tell you something. You're saving on average over $65 a month with this. It's incredible. I use it. I absolutely love HelloFresh. I think it's incredible. Go to HelloFresh.com/whiskey14. Use code whiskey14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. That's incredible. HelloFresh.com/whiskey14. Use code whiskey14 for up to 14 free meals and 3 free gifts. HelloFresh, America's #1 meal kit.
Ginger. I like gingers.
So when you say that you have used it as therapy, is that ever a time where you feel glad that you did that? It's
Yeah.
rare. Really,
I love it.
really.
Yeah, because look.
You feel like based on the like, even what if it's the crowd's like is like not as on board, but you're still like
Don't
whatever.
care. Couldn't care less.
Interesting.
My theory was always all for me, maybe some for you. You're one
That's
for.
I'm trying to get better at that.
Yeah, I don't fucking because what I already am delivering you as much as I can out of myself all the time. When I'm in town working on stuff, right? When I'm on the road and I'm doing a road show, yeah, I'm gonna try to be as tight as I can.
Yeah.
I'm giving you an hour of my material, but when I'm performing here and we're working out, as we all say, yeah, man, fuck you. Sometimes, crowd. I mean, fuck off. Like,
Yeah.
You see me working. You know how it feels? There's a guy. They're redoing our shower at our house right now. I had to rip up this old '80s cokehead marble tile. It was so fucking whack. Our house was built in 1941. They redid this thing in like the late 70s. And finally, we were like, all right, I think we can redo this bathroom. We can like afford to like do this,
Yeah.
So we got this fucking thing out. And we're like on the final weeks of this. It's been like 2.5 months, which has been a fucking nightmare. And the guys are putting in huge glass plates for the shower, So delicate, so low and slow. They've got to be cautious. And I'm standing there like a fucking asshole with my coffee, staring at them doing it. And I'm the audience member to a comic. It's like, he's working, dude.
Yeah.
Like, leave him alone. Like, I'm standing right in front of him as I should fuck off and watch from the comfort of my own couch. But I'm right in his eye line. That's how it feels sometimes. And I'm like, you're watching me put down glass. I'm going to break it if you keep fucking staring at me with coffee. So no, I think I try. The store has always been, that's because it's my home. I feel so comfortable there working on stuff a lot of nights. But look, main room shows, I'll try my best to bang out material, OR, late night, like, that kind of, yeah, you want to fucking fly a little bit.
Yeah.
You want to fly. By the way, I don't want to do too much comedy talk because I want to know you a little bit. Because I don't really know you.
Sure.
You don't have to talk about your fonts, but you talk to you getting married soon or what? Yeah?
Yeah, in June we're gonna.
She's not in the business.
No, she is a.
God bless.
Yeah, dude.
God bless. Things are gonna work out.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
She is a world champion cross country skier, and she's trained for the Olympics and all that shit.
Correct me, because I know almost nothing.
Yeah.
The cross country skis, the heel comes up off the.
Yep.
Yeah. Right. So
that's,
just connected by the toe.
That's what they say in the biz. Heel
off the thing.
Heel off.
Heel off.
Athletics.
Heel off. That's the coach. Heel off. Heel off. She forgets. Oh, am I dragging my heels again? Yes. We're gonna lose. She's a world champion. Cross country. That's insane.
Yeah. So she's from Vermont. We met in Vermont at a bar. She ordered an IPA, and I love IPAs, so I ordered an IPA, and that was it.
Wait. Was this after a show?
No.
Oh, this was just in
just in
what
a
are you
bar.
doing in Vermont?
A show.
Okay.
It was after a show, but not like at the show.
Got it.
You know
Okay.
what I'm saying?
You made it. You detangled a web that was kind of.
Sorry.
I got it. I got it.
No, you were right to. Yeah. So I think. She's not. But she is. The winter time is like, obviously, like they have like summer training camps as well. But she's going back to Vermont here in a little bit to go start training again. All that. But she's done the road with me for a while.
Oh, so she stays with you on the road?
She's with me on the road for a while.
Wow.
I mean,
does she enjoy that, or is it?
She actually does.
Yeah.
She does. I mean, she loves traveling, even if it's Amarillo, Texas, or whatever. But is that a place, or is that?
It was.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks.
And to the victims of Amarillo after what happened down there, we are very sorry. It's we shouldn't laugh about it, but good God, it was funny. How do you lose a town? They lost a town. Yeah, Amarillo. There is a George Strait. No, there's a song called Amarillo by Morning, And is it George Strait or am I off my rocker? Hold on.
Um,
Amarillo by morning. It is George Strait.
Nice.
Um,
Okay, cool. So then, then that checks out what I just said.
Yeah.
But
but she loves to tour with you.
Yeah, she loves to tour with me.
Are you on a bus?
and-
Are you plane?
No.
Drive? Yeah.
We are Southwest Airlines, baby.
Hell yeah.
They have a companion pass. You know that? Where that
I don't know what that is.
someone travels with you for free, like you.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they travel with you for free. Well, it's $5, but they travel with you for free. You
Time
pay
out.
for the thing.
Time out.
Sure,
You buy a ticket on Southwest,
that's absolutely right.
and you don't have to buy your wife a ticket. You just say she's my companion.
I don't have to fucking buy her anything. But as far as like airlines goes, I do not buy that either.
How does this work?
You gotta have status.
Right, and so you just go online. You say, "I want a companion pass."
Yeah, I mean you can't do that. You have to have status. Like you have to have traveled with that airline.
Southwest. How
for a long
many
time.
points you got with Southwest?
1.4 million.
Get fucked.
I don't get even, dude. No one. I don't fly my family on points. No one. I don't know why.
1.4 million.
Yeah, man. That's about to pass my subs.
That's
Um,
insane.
Yeah, I don't know when to use it.
because you love Burbank Airport, don't
That's
you?
right. I do. Who doesn't?
It's only so many of us love it.
Yeah.
I live in the Valley, so I only fuck with Burbank.
Yeah.
But I can't. It's hard for me to stop. If I'm going across the country, it's hard for me to stop.
Really?
I just can't stop.
I actually need it. I
You like it?
Yeah, I like it because halfway through any given flight is right when I start to panic. Not just from flying. It's just it's not like the flying component. I have panic attacks. Whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, you have panic attacks.
You're right. I
Yeah.
did for years, for many years.
Yeah.
No more.
Yeah. Okay. Really?
No more. They went away. I think I bullied myself out of it.
Yeah. I would love to know how you did that. And
Well, I'll
if
give you a
I
short synopsis over
Okay.
what happened. I used to get these things called ocular migraines. I go blind in my left eye. I go blind.
Jesus.
They're precursors to migraines. Millions of people get them. A lot of people misdiagnose them as something else, myself included. It happened in college. I started getting ocular migraines because of my lack of sleep and health, and I was working like a dog to, party in college, and I was working. I just wasn't sleeping.
Yeah.
And at work one day, I went blind in my left eye. Went to the ER. I'm like, I'm dying. And they're like,
Yeah.
you're not dying. You're having a precursor to a migraine. They did MRIs on me and CAT scans, and everything was fine. And essentially what happens is after I go blind, I have violently bad headaches where it's crazy. I have to sit in a room for, 15, 20 minutes. And then I'll have headaches. The residual headache will last for about a couple hours, but it won't be as bad as the initial 15 minutes that are it's like a lightning storm in my fucking brain.
What?
Yeah, crazy. So I used to have panic attacks in college because I was getting these things. And so I would have panic that I was going to have another one. So it
Yeah.
would set me off in this mood. And then that anxiety I got help for. And slowly the migraines have dissipated. I get them maybe once a year now, maybe. And then the panic attacks, I really don't get from anything else now. I was focused just on that. But I got through it by coaching myself through the physical attack. The physical attack helped me stop the panic attacks.
Yeah.
So if I could coach myself through the physical attack,
Yep.
like it happened on the golf course 7 months ago, six months ago, I literally was at the driving range. I had coffee, and I remember vividly looking down at the ball, and it starts to get blurry.
Yeah.
And I know right away it's coming. So I picked up my shit, and I was like, I'll see you guys. I'm going to jet. I'm actually not going to play today. And they're like, oh, okay. And I just sat in this dark room, and then I sat there for about 20 minutes, and it really does sub everything down. I just kind of listen to music on my phone, and it goes away.
Where did you find a dark room?
In the locker room.
Oh, okay.
There's a locker room.
Okay.
But if you can't, you just sit somewhere and close your eyes.
Yeah.
You can sit. It doesn't matter. Dark room always helps.
Yeah.
It really does help to have no light.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just.
I'm at a place where it is fewer than it has ever been.
How
And
often?
I would say once every. It's gotten to be once every 2 weeks now.
What's the trigger?
I am not sure. Coffee is a huge thing, though. I'm
Gives
telling
you panic attack.
yeah, I am telling you, bro. I
Oh.
had coffee in St. Louis a few days ago. They told me it was decaf. My girlfriend, my fiance, she does not do decaf, and she did not feel anything from hers. And I got fucking wrecked.
Can I
on
tell you
it.
something? This feels
Yeah.
like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode that you're
Does
like,
it?
they said it was decaf.
Yeah,
they said it was
I know.
decaf.
I'm sorry. I'm not pitching a bit.
No.
No,
it's
like,
great.
I'm telling you, I got fucking wrecked. My friend, he drinks coffee every day. If I drink coffee, it is always decaf. And he drinks regular coffee. He also had it. And he at the show later that day, we were both like we had to come to find out that we had visited that coffee shop like separately, but because he was just like, I had this coffee today, and I'm like, he was like, I was like shaking and I was like shitting and like and like I get that this is like what coffee does. I realize I'm just saying like what
Everyone at home
coffee
is like,
does. I know. It's
my
like,
favorite
I'm
things.
like, fuck you. What are you
Shaking and shitting.
Yeah.
That's how I get up.
Yeah,
That's how I get through the day.
yeah, I'm just describing the thing that I've voluntarily put in my body, but so that's a big one.
Yeah, coffee.
And I would say if I am with close friends, I can be cool. But if it is if it was, I love Bobby, but if Bobby was here as well, like that wouldn't trigger it, but I would start to kind of like, all right, I can do maybe like three more, I can do like maybe three more bodies. Like I'm serious. Like I'm not super. I'm not like, I don't know Bobby well enough. I don't know you well enough.
Right.
And when I do eventually, then there's just this certain level of like, okay, I can like you know who I am. I'm. You're not here with malice intent, and I'm not here. And like. That's a crazy thing to have to talk yourself down from, when I think for so many years I thought I even projected a little bit. I thought so many people were like, like out to like fucking bully me or belittle me or whatever, and I was just like,
did you ever think I felt that way about you?
Yeah.
You did?
No. Come on.
Okay.
No.
I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't know.
You could have. You literally could have been like,
no.
I don't know you well enough. Because
No.
we know each other very on the periphery of comedy.
Yeah.
I respect you. I like you a lot. But a lot of times what happens in comedy that we've talked about on the show ad nauseum is, it's there's a lot of guys that I like and know, men and women in our business, that we don't know. But I just go, like them. Hey, what's up? And I would always say hello. If I saw you on the street or I saw you at the thing.
Yeah.
We're so many ships. You know what it feels like? It's like if you fucking watch footage. People at home, watch footage of O'Hare, LAX, Atlanta, Hertz, Dallas, Love. Watch footage of a time lapse of airplanes landing and going. That's who we are. That's who we are.
Yeah.
Sometimes these planes are, sometimes it works, but it's a constant stream of coming and going, coming and going, coming and going. So it's difficult to like cultivate a relationship unless you've known each other since the beginning. Like who was your startup guys? Who were you with at the beginning?
Oh man.
Did you start in indie?
I started in at Flappers. Like Flappers
Here.
in Burbank.
Dude,
like I didn't want to do
started in
stand-up.
LA.
That's really?
I started at the
that's
Comedy
very
Store.
rare.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
We're two of 100 people that didn't start here.
But also like I didn't want to do stand up.
Right.
I didn't want to do stand up. I wanted to do acting. I wanted your friends to see me and shit and be like, "Oh, that dude does acting. He doesn't do stand up at all." But I like it was only because of the injury that I had to obviously I didn't get any auditions and all the shit, all the reps like dropped me and stuff. So I was like, stand up was the only option. So I started to do Flappers out there in Burbank.
Yeah.
And I would just see like headliners just I work the door. So I mean it's the same obviously for the store, but even more so. You got crazy guys coming in there,
Yeah.
And so I would watch, like that's how I kind of would watch, and I always loved comedy. Never wanted to do it.
What was the spark?
Just the injury. I was just like, this isn't gonna be my I'm not gonna let this thing it was just being stubborn. I was like, I'm not gonna let this thing like beat me or whatever. I still have some like shit to like say, and I think there was a few friends at that time who were comics, and they were like, dude, you gotta talk about this. And I was just like, I mean, all right, if that's really my only option,
What year was it? Did you start?
Yeah, 2011.
That's
Happened.
when you-
2012, pretty much. Yeah, but the injury was 2011 October.
What part of the head?
Now it hit me here, and then I fell back and hit my head on the ground. Fucking one of those, like when the body gets there
I
first.
don't
and
like
then
it.
Okay, yeah.
I don't like it.
When
When I
the body
see it,
gets
it
there
bothers
first.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
When the body gets there
You
first.
see it other.
Isn't that the song?
Yeah.
When the body gets there first. Dude, it drives me nuts when you see this. It's like, I'm always like, oh my God.
You see it in football all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Every fucking week you see some guy just go,
Yeah.
and he bounces back up and he's fucking
Yeah.
speaking Spanish.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's unbelievable, dude. Now it's hard hardball,
Yeah.
not soft.
Right.
When I moved to
It's
LA,
hard soft.
we played a 16-inch no glove. Chicago style is what we call it.
Are you from Chicago?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Yeah.
see that.
16-inch no glove. So it's a bigger ball. You played with a 11 or 12-inch, right?
Yeah.
16-inch. It's this big. It's a big honking ball.
Oh my God.
But you play no glove. But you get jammed fingers. It hurts like hell. And people are always like, "How can you do it?" The bat doesn't put enough. There's not enough inertia for it to go super hard unless you're a big, strong guy.
I love the
Most
word
guys are
inertia,
just
so-
kind of me too.
Yeah, so you looked that up today, right? And you were
Yesterday,
like, okay,
yesterday,
yeah.
and I still don't know what it means if I'm being honest with you.
I don't think you used it right. But
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. Let me try again. The inertia that's in this glass has got it's kicking around me, making me feel good. Who's got the stutter now, pal? 16-inch, no glove, and there were injuries like crazy. But I got to tell you, I saw a guy get hit in the chest with one of those things, and it looked like it fucking hurt so much. But after playing enough intramural sports, I got tired of people getting hurt.
Mhm.
Ironically, it was like the reason that I quit. I got hurt so many times in basketball that I just stopped, and I barely pick up golf. I work out, I run, but I don't play intramural sports ever
My
again.
friend works at the golf club that you go to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We
he's-
won't say it, but yeah.
he works there. And because I think he says he sees you there, and he says he's seen you there, and he says he's seen you with
Wait, what does he do there?
He's he manages, like he's one of the managers, like one of the floor managers.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I think you would probably know him.
Okay,
Yeah.
we'll say the name
we
off
won't-
camera, but yeah,
But yeah, he said he's seen you there, and
it saved my life, golf.
Really?
Saved my life.
I think it's taken years off mine. I can't
Really?
fucking stand golf. I was
Oh,
like, are you
dude.
kidding me?
You're
I know
doing it wrong.
I know we're about to like part ways, but as far as in terms of disagreeing on this, but like I wish something would happen. Like I'm sure Tiger is like I mean, I'm sure like there's a lot of things that are just like great, but I can't witness it, and I just the feeling of like I know that's how people feel when they watch my comedy. They're just like, when's like something like can we fucking move on? Like I know that. So I'm not self-deprecating enough to not fucking know that. I don't know what I just said. But I know that a lot of people love it. And a lot of pro athletes who are for like the fun sports, like football, they also love golf so much.
Yeah, because Jordan. There was a good quote by Jordan. Jordan said the best part about golf is you're only playing yourself, even when you're playing other people. Which is kind of great because it's true. You really are only really playing yourself.
I guess that's most sports. I mean, almost. I mean, there's a lot of
golf is probably
team
the
components.
epitome of that, though.
Yeah.
You are truly only playing yourself, even when you're playing other people. Let's say you're losing a bet to another guy. It doesn't matter. It's because you're playing yourself. It's because your head is doing it. Yes, that happens in a lot of sports, but there's no team reliancy.
I love the driving the cart and drinking that thing.
Love that
That's
too.
so fun. You don't get to drink and drive anywhere else.
Yeah.
That's the best, dude.
Except for the Zamboni guy in hockey. He's blacked out. There's no doubt. You don't drive that sober. That guy's out of his fucking head.
Yeah.
There's no ice god that's
things going
not, yeah.
a kilometer an hour. This guy's like fucking.
Yeah. Slow down, Marcus!
Now
No, it is. What's your sport of choice then? What do you like?
I love
either to play or
football.
watch.
I love watching football.
Yeah.
like American football. But I love to play soccer. Like
I guessed it. I did say soccer early in the
Did you?
podcast. I said you were probably playing soccer. You lied about that. Yeah, that's what it was.
Well, but about
you
that-
look soccer. You look
really?
soccer.
Thank you, man.
Soccer is
It's the
typically
nicest thing anybody's ever
slender,
said to me.
fit.
Wow. I don't know I was any of that, but thank you.
You have a very boyish face. I mean, you'll be young for the rest of your life. How old are you now?
30.
Right. Well, you're young anyway. Fuck you. Piece of shit. But you'll be even younger as time goes on.
In here, we pour whiskey.
We spend about a third of our lives in bed. And for me, it's probably 2/3 because I like it the bed. And I'm telling you, Bull and Branch sheets are unbelievable. Genuinely, these pure organic cotton sheets from Bull and Branch make a truly special gift, whether for yourself or for somebody else. They make the highest quality sheets by doing the things the right way, not the easy way. The gift everyone wants is a better night's sleep. I gotta tell you, sleep is importante, especially during the holidays. Get some sleep, get some rest, man. Have a couple of drinks and get some rest on Bull and Branch sheets. They never disappoint with the highest quality sheets, blankets, pillows, and throws. Plus, their holiday packaging makes your gift look and feel special. You're giving something legit. They're so comfortable. They're so soft. They sent them to us. I've actually put it on a guest bed in my house where most of my guests come over to stay. And foolish I stayed in it one night, way more comfy than the stupid sheets that I had in my old bed. I don't even know what the old ones were. Target, maybe? I have no idea. Maybe Martha Stew. Who knows? But I got to tell you, Bull and Branch, unbelievably comfortable. We actually swapped beds. We did that because we like the bed more and the size fit better. And Bull and Branch sheets were just better for me. They hold themselves to high standards across the board. That pure organic cotton, putting workers' rights first. I got to tell you, pillows, bath towels, robes, they have literally everything. They're buttery soft, lightweight, made with 100% organic cotton. And that weave feels incredible in all seasons. Comes in a wide range of colors, all sizes. Twin to Cal King, what your boy got, the big dough. Treat yourself and your loved one to the new standard in bedding from Bull & Branch. Their gifts come wrapped and ready in their special holiday packaging. Order by 12/19 for guaranteed delivery by Christmas. Get up to 20% off your order from 12/3 to 12/5 with promo code WHISKY at bullandbranch.com. That's Bull, BOLL, and branch.com. Promo code WHISKY. See site for details. Exclusions may apply. Fellas, work attire has changed. The days of wearing uncomfortable business attire are over. You don't got to sacrifice style for comfort with Cuts Clothing. Cuts Clothing. The founder, Stephen Borelli, set out to create clothes ready for every occasion the modern man faces. He started by reinventing the T-shirt, the simple, good old-fashioned, out-of-a-cannon T-shirt. The end result, what GQ magazine calls the only shirt worth wearing. I got to tell you, it is. They sent me a bunch of this stuff. I love wearing the T-shirt, but my favorite is actually the polo because I do wear it on the golf course. And then I can wear it if I'm going to a meeting or a nice dinner with the old lady, the old bag. The signature buttery soft custom engineered Pika Pro Tri-Blend Tee. It's a bold new take on a classic design, combining the ultimate blend of high quality cotton, polyester, and spandex, baby. Professional enough for going back to the office, yet comfortable enough if you're going to be working from home, which everybody is right now. Cuts has innovated the work leisure category so you can work anywhere confidently and go out in them same clothes. Look, I got to tell you, very comfortable, very soft, and very form-fitting. I like to wear black because I'm getting a little fat, and I'm okay with saying that, all right? And that rhymed, and I'm proud of it. They got an exclusive collection of clothing for all occasions and seasons, including polos, bomber jackets, joggers, and much, much more. It's not just a lifestyle. It's not just clothing. It's office leisure apparel for the sport of business. Get 15% off your first order by going to cutsclothing.com/whiskey. That's cutsclothing.com/whiskey for 15% off the only shirt worth wearing.
Ginger. I like gingers.
Thank you.
That's wonderful.
That was beautifully.
Is
said.
your fonts younger or older?
Younger?
Got to get an older woman, dude. I say go for 50. Get
Yeah?
rid of her. Go for 50, 55.
I dated older a while ago.
You did?
Yeah, I did.
Did you ever? What's the oldest you've
I
gone?
liked it. She was 6 years older than me.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
what's the oldest woman you've ever dated or
6 years
slept
older
with?
than me.
6 years older. Okay. You never had someone that's like.
Wait, hang on.
You never had one of those nights where you're in Boca Raton and cruise by a retirement community.
You're talking about Amarillo, right?
Yeah. The accident.
Yeah. No. Six.
When I was in college, I slept with a grandmother, a woman that was a grandmother.
Okay.
She was 64 years old.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 20, maybe 21.
Right, so it's 44 years. Shame on her. Why? Well, yeah. What?
She was out at the bar, and she just was begging for it.
Okay.
And the old red beast had to give it to her. It was insane. It was absolutely the most insane thing.
I cannot wait to do her podcast. She's gonna have a different version of
She's
that.
dead, Drew.
Yeah,
This was 25 years ago. She's fucking dead. She's absolutely dead. There's no doubt in my mind. R.I.P. R.I.P.
yeah.
Ruth.
Yeah.
R.I.P. wherever you are.
Yeah,
She's going to call. I'm not dead. I get a fucking email. Piece of shit.
But I love football. Football is
football.
Football is so.
You Colts guy?
I am.
Megan Gailey. You know her?
No.
Megan Gailey, comic. She's from Indy.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
She's
yes.
a big Colts fan. Diehard. And she's got great. She talks a lot of shit online, which is always nice because most comics, I wouldn't. A lot of comics aren't into sports.
Yeah.
A lot of comics. So it's cool to see other comics that talk shit about sports in a positive way because they're sports fans. A lot of comics I've started with or whatever are like, I don't really like sports. And I think it's kind of like there's a theater nerd part of comedy that's like, sports are for fucking douchebag jocks. You're like,
Right.
Sports are the most beautiful thing that's ever happened.
Yeah.
I mean, it's beautiful.
Bill, that's all Bill watches. He doesn't watch
Yeah, well,
anything.
he's a little too much.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll just tweet.
That's
He'll be
not
like, good throw. You're like, all right.
Who
is that for?
who?
Yeah. Just say
Can
that.
you at someone, please?
It's crazy. That I don't understand. Good throw. Great drop step. Yeah. Bill's real technical with that.
Wait, so then you couldn't be a Bears fan, right?
I is, unfortunately. Yeah,
Come on,
as hard as it is. What do you want me to do?
No, there's nothing.
What do you
can
want me to do?
I know. There's nothing you could do.
And you guys were blessed with the great God that was Peyton Manning. There's a Peyton Manning jersey hanging up in my closet that's a Colts jersey because I followed. I loved him so much.
Yeah.
My dad went to Tennessee, so we were Tennessee fans. We loved him.
Oh wow.
I got to meet him when I was when Peyton was in Tennessee, I got to meet him, and he was butt naked in the locker room.
Yeah,
His
as
old
you are.
D-line coach, Dan Brooks. Maybe that was what it was. He was good friends with my dad. He let us into the locker room, and I got to shake Peyton Manning's hand, and he handed me a wrist guard that had the plays inside of it. So I still have that at my house from Peyton Manning.
That's so cool.
Yeah, man.
Wow, that is cool because that's so inside. You know what I mean? Like he could give you a jersey or whatever. I mean, whatever.
Yeah, sure.
But to give you that, I think
It was kind of
that's
wild.
Really cool.
Yeah, and it's got all the plays on it. And I kept it in a Ziploc bag at my mom and dad's house. But my dad has acquired any sports memorabilia that I got as a kid. My dad has claimed as his own. Ryan Sandberg was a great ball player for the Chicago Cubs. One of my favorite. I'm a Cubs guy. And I got an autograph from Ryan Sandberg. And then one day I came home. I'd been living in L.A. for a long time. And I came home and I went down to my parents' basement to go get something. And in the bathroom was that framed autograph. And I was like, "What is this? Is mine?"
Yeah.
He's like, "No, it was mine." I was like, "No, this is mine."
Yeah.
And after much deliberation, he's just like, "You're gonna get it when I die. All right, just fucking get over it." I had to put it in a nice frame. It was sitting in a box. I was like, "All right, that's fair."
So that's what I will say about but I will say about like Chicago fans is like
Go
they show
for it.
up for all of it. Man.
Yeah, man.
They show. It does not matter.
Yeah.
It's like the weather. They are out there.
Yeah.
Whatever happens, they're out there.
It's sad. It stinks. But also, not to get too sporty.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah.
The Bulls are good this year. The Bulls are very fucking good. So I'm proud. After a long, long history of having a slunch, we're back. We stole some players from Los Angeles, and I'm happy about that.
Golf, basketball. I just want you to know.
What do you mean? They're right next to each other?
Yeah, as far as I mean,
As far as you're
they're
not giving a fuck?
Yeah.
I understand
Equally
that.
as interchangeable.
I get that.
For
I
me.
played it growing up. That's why I love
Played
it so
it?
much. Yeah, I was a big I loved
How
basketball.
tall are you?
6'1" and some change.
That's good though.
Yeah.
I'm-
Regular
I'm-
penis,
I'm
12 and a half
trying to-
shoe.
I'm trying to get to that.
What
all
size?
that.
What size is your shoe?
9.
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't know why I grimaced, but that's what I felt like. I've never compared shoes. 9.
It means a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, 9.
It means a lot. And I'm not judging on any sort of stereotypical characteristic like
Yeah.
the penis thing. To me, it's your shoe says a lot about how available your shoes are. 9, you can get them. I'm a
Right.
12 and a half.
Yeah.
Can't find them.
Yeah.
Everyone has my shoe. When someone's
Yeah.
like, "Hey, did you see those new sneakers that are coming out?" I'm never going to get them. I don't even give a fuck. I'll never be able to get them because 1,000 people right around me are the same size, from 11 to 12 and a half.
Wah.
Yeah. You want bigger feet? Do you want bigger feet? Is that really what this is all about? Are you getting defensive because you need bigger feet?
I really wish I had it. I have a regular penis, but it's a small body, so it looks like
Big.
it could. Yeah.
That's
but
right.
regular. I would
Is your
say
wife tinier
very-
than you?
No, she's taller than me.
She's taller than you.
Yeah. I mean,
Well-
no one's gonna be shorter than me. I'm not gonna.
Sure there is.
I mean,
Sure there is. Brad Williams. You couldn't marry him, could you?
his wife is taller than me.
Jeez.
Legally, I could not marry Brad Williams. No,
Why not? In the
he's
state of
married.
California, you can.
He's married.
Can't you have 2 wives here?
You're thinking Utah.
We should adopt that. We should get into that. Why can't we take that?
You and your wife and Ruth
Wives,
would get a nice.
wives. Why can't we have wives? Many a
Wives.
wives, like it's many moons ago. Yeah, the idea. By the way, the idea of having I talked about that to a friend today. The idea of having a complete second family, like there was a family member of ours that had like a whole other family, like a wife and 4 kids.
Oh wow.
What a wild! How do you do
How
that?
how do you manage that?
I don't know, but it's pretty fascinating.
It is. I mean, and also, do you change like fucking-
Personalities?
Yeah, but Roy's a cancer. You know, that's
When I'm Roy, I'm a Cancer, and when I'm Bill, I'm a Taurus. When I'm home, you're right. You can change your moods.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Bill's
sociopathic.
a little less. Yeah. That would have to be part of like. I mean, there's the thrill of like all the like I mean I don't know that the thrill would have to go to be into like the building that life
Sure.
component because I think any married man could have a mistress, right? But if you go with a whole other
lot.
family,
Yeah, that's tough. See, that's not the mistress world. That's operating in a world of like sociopathy. Like you really do want to be able
Yeah.
to balance different worlds. That's
Yeah.
kind of crazy.
yeah, it is.
And to not, I don't want to say who's in my family, but some of my family had this. They did a whole nother family, which I think just, are you there for
Wow.
the birth? How do you do that? But I mean, no cell phones, no email.
So, and what sucks is, whichever lady finds out, that's the other family you have to go with.
Correct.
You know, you can't go with the family that finds out.
It's a horse race, and whoever gets it first is the main family.
But the thrill of that kind of gamble, whew, that is. I don't know if it's high stakes gambling, but that's committed gambling.
It's committed gambling. Do you have a vice? What's your vice?
I'll have a drink a week. That's not even a vice. It's food. Mine is food. I was a fat kid when I grew up.
You
and,
were.
Yeah, I was a
Do you
fat
have any
kid.
pictures of you as a fat person?
Not with me, but
You got to post them on Instagram. That's Insta-worthy, man. Put up
Yeah.
fat pictures when you were a kid.
were you a fat kid as well?
No, I was what's affectionately called a wigger as a kid. You know what that is? Yeah, that's what I was. Which I was called every day of my life. Constantly. Constantly. I used to do a joke about it, but it was I used to love hanging out with fucking that culture. So every black dude that I hung out with, I wanted to be I wanted to dress, I wanted to be like them. But people would call me wigger all the time. And I had this joke, I used to do this joke where I said, this guy called me, I remember the first time I heard he called me a wigger. And I was like, oh my God, that's so close. I'm like one letter away. I mean, I'm so close. How do I get it? How do I get the other letter? But people used to call me that. Yeah, no, that was my peril. When I look back, I thought I was like a little hip hop rat. What's your music? What's your music? Were you a hip hop kid?
Man, yeah, of course. Everybody was a hip hop kid.
Well, maybe, but I mean, I'm 8 years older, so for me, I was kind of in the throes of like when Tupac and Biggie emerged.
Okay. So I was just after that.
Yeah.
I was just after that. So whatever is just
that was
after
like
that.
shaped my childhood.
It shaped a lot of people's childhoods.
Yeah. No. In I think my generation, it was kind of like, because the guys before us thought they had it all. And then I was like, no, when gangsta rap emerged, it just shifted the way that like culture was. I mean, look, people used to these fucking old small white towns, they would buy CDs of Tupac's and like burn them because they were so offended by the language and the behavior.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Yeah,
man.
it was innovative for that for that time.
Yeah, it was wild.
Well, so
now you have, Nicki Minaj and WAP and all that. It's like
all my favorites.
It's tempered, yeah.
Who's the greatest, right? I mean, Davis. I mean, Dickie's so good.
He's good, but he's white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't.
I don't know.
No, I've said that to him before in jest. I'm always like, I like him black. I like my rappers black. And that's how I take it. That's how I take my coffee and my rappers. No, he's remarkably talented. But I grew up with the hip hop of old. So I'm like a geezer when it comes to my taste because I'm a Gangstar, Nas, Rakim. I like the old school East Coast shit.
Yeah.
What do you grow up listening to? Or what do you listen to now? Who are you now? Drew gets in his car and he puts on what?
I don't listen to music on the way home.
Holy fuck! You just quietly listen to the humming of the tires as it rolls over the.
Yeah.
Holy shit! Is that sad? All
right.
Just thinking about your choices.
Just because if I have a Honda doesn't mean you have to do an accurate impression of it.
Oh, let me do the Honda's. There's one bad tire all the time.
I am embarrassed to say that I don't listen to like a ton of like when I was okay. So over the summer I was in Europe visiting my fiance's family, and they've got like a awesome music scene out there as well. So there's a new group called like Meneskin. They're really good. I listen to them.
What kind of music is that?
I'm not sure. It's rock. It's rock.
Just rock. Straight up rock.
I like rock.
When you say Europe, that's broad. Where in Europe?
Yeah. She's Bulgarian.
Whoa.
Do you know where that is?
No.
Yeah. Across from
Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe.
I do know where it is. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Evil
neighbors, the Black Sea.
Evil people.
They really are.
Evil people.
Gypsies.
Gypsy.
You don't marry them. That's what I heard.
And here you are.
Yeah.
So is her mother and father here in the States, or are they there?
Yeah. They're
Who's
here in
there?
the States. Everyone else, grandma, aunt, uncles, cousins,
Do they like you?
all that stuff. They actually do. And I'm not I'm not someone like that person definitely likes me. And if anything, I'm the inverse of feeling that way always. But they are. I mean, I did my best to learn as much Bulgarian as I did. I learned the alphabet. I had a whole journal. I was learning phrases. The first phrase that I deliberately asked to learn was, do you speak English because I'm a dumb American? And that's,
say that.
Just like, it's, знаешь ли английский, за что-то асам дуб американец, which is basically saying, do you speak English? Because I'm a dumb American.
Perfect.
Which, a perfect level of self-deprecated, and then, everybody's like, fucking this guy gets it. So,
Right.
because, there's a lot of work that I feel like we have to do on behalf of other Americans.
Did you
who-
represent well?
who- I think I did, dude.
You did, huh?
I did. I got so drunk out there. And that's what they want.
Well, they're party animals.
Yeah, you
Eastern
can't-
Europe is.
Yeah, you can't not drink. You can. It's offensive to their
Yeah.
to their culture.
Right.
And honestly, I was vegan for 2.5 years, and I stopped not because of her family, but also just like not even to have like fish, and like fish is like so good for you. So, there's a lot of things that I did to try and like just try things. But
Was the
also
vegan experiment, was that for ethical
Health.
reasons?
No.
Oh, health. Okay.
just health? I don't
That's so funny to
do
shake
not
off the
care about
ethics.
Do not care.
Please.
Yeah.
Fuck animals. Don't fuck animals. This taken way out of context.
That's the thing that
Fuck animals.
Andrew
Don't-
Santino
don't
gets
fuck
canceled.
animals.
If you got canceled for that, I
will-
would
can I tell
go
you
down
something?
with you.
I would welcome
I
that.
would go down
Yeah,
with
that'd
you
be
for
a
that.
funny campaign.
Yeah.
But I've tried I've done the vegetarian thing.
Mm-hmm.
Vegan's hard because I'm a Midwest kid.
Yeah.
You are too, for fuck's
Yeah,
sake.
yeah. My
So for
mom
me, it's
doesn't get it.
Meats
She's
and
like,
cheeses. So we
Yeah.
grow up with that shit in our
Yeah.
blood.
Yeah.
And vegetarian I could do, or pescatarian is what I should say, but it's the same fucking thing because vegetarian, you mostly eat veggie, and then once every 3 or 4 days I have a fish dish.
Yeah.
Or a seafood dish.
Yeah.
Or whatever. But I did it for a little bit on and off. I never would say I would just do it because I
Yeah.
enjoyed it. But fuck me, dude, I missed meat so much.
Yeah.
And then finally, when I had like a nice fucking steak, I was like, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
can't. And I've driven through those fields where you see those cows, and you're like, this is
Yeah.
not okay.
Yeah.
But then you go
Yeah.
back to your house, and you're like, I don't have to think. I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to eat.
I mean, and think about pizza. It's got everything you ever wanted, ever. Everything. It's all there. It's in your hand. It's in your hands. You have everything you've ever wanted. And so when I was vegan, it was like, I don't know if you're the same, but like, I mean, I find a lot of comics have a lot of addictive or compulsive personalities.
Yeah.
And so whatever your thing is, you have to turn it to something positive. Like it has to just be 51% positive. Like, just enough to win an election of what your lifestyle is. Like, so if it's like the gym, I'm at the gym every fucking day. If it's like, if it's fucking going vegan, you don't even like, that's my thing. That's my thing,
Right.
So for a while, that's kind of what it was for me, but it is a
long
really hard
gone.
thing to do, and it's long gone.
And your wife wasn't vegan, or your girlfriend or fiance wasn't vegan while you were doing it.
No, but she's mostly vegetarian. If she ever has something, it's fish. But bro, she's got her genetics. Like she's built to be an athlete. So it does
Eastern
not matter what
European.
she eats. Yeah, it doesn't
She
matter
could beat
what
the
she
shit
eats.
out of you, huh?
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, with no question, bro. I asked to be on top.
Please,
Yeah.
please.
But
Wait.
in writing the day before. Yeah.
Consent. It's consent top. I'm a consensual top. When you said before food was your vice, is it shitty food? Is that what it is?
Sugar.
What's your shit
yeah.
sugar food? By the way, I had coffee cake for breakfast. I can't pass up that stuff.
Okay, yeah.
When people are like, I give up sugar, I'm like, go fuck yourself. How?
Yeah.
It's impossible. I drink this.
Yeah.
This LaCroix. I
Yeah.
drink this limoncello.
That's great.
Because it tastes like it has
yeah,
sugar in it.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Because I need it to
Yeah.
feel like it might have it.
Yeah, and actually LaCroix's not bad because it doesn't have all the other stuff like the aspartame and all that shit.
It doesn't, but we'll find out that the natural flavor is for cancer. Do you know what I mean? When they're like natural flavor, like what does that fucking mean? Just say lemon rind if it is, but if it's not, it's cancer. just say it's fucking cancer.
The word cancer
Yeah,
is
just-
the ingredient.
I'd honestly, I would be cooler if they just said cancer. I'd be like, all right, I guess it is. I guess it's a little bit of cancer, and I'm gonna have it, and I'm gonna drink it.
Wait, did they just say cancer?
Yeah, fuck it. Did you ever smoke?
Oh, okay. Actually, you know what?
Because smoking literally says cancer on it, and
Yeah,
I'll
I know.
still light up a cigarette. I mean, not anymore, but
Right,
when I
right.
was smoking.
Cigars, I fucking love cigars.
Me too.
Yeah, actually, when I go and when I go and write, so if most comics go to a fucking coffee shop, I go to a cigar lounge.
This is a coffee shop
yeah,
now? Is that the
these
symbol?
fucking
When you're in
guys
Bulgaria?
who have. No, I'm just
Do you
mad
guys
about.
have a coffee shop here?
No, I'm just upset about the panic attack, and that was
Yeah.
my beta way of being like, meh. Cigars. I
go to a
love
lounge?
Cigars. Yeah, I go to a cigar
do?
lounge.
We'll talk off camera about that stuff. I don't want to give
Yeah.
up your private. I
Yeah.
love a good cigar.
Yeah.
And I only got into it recently. I'm not a guy who knows anything about it.
Yeah.
I'm not someone that even pretends to know any. I know the few that I enjoy.
As you shouldn't.
Yeah.
No decent human being is like, well, this has got like, no, I don't care about the leaves. You shut the fuck. It's leaves.
Yes,
Stop it.
it's
Stop.
leaves.
Stop.
Did you perform down in Ybor City? You ever done the Tampa Improv?
Yes, the warehouse. Yes, I've done that. Can we get bigger ceilings on a fucking venue, please? I would love to know. I would love it. If when I'm bombing, I would like it to definitely feel like it is too. I've turned on crowds and people are like, "We love the show," until we don't. Like, what happened? And I was just like, "Oh, I thought you guys weren't laughing," and they're like, "No, we were laughing." It just disappeared in the fucking rafters.
In an airplane hangar that they put you in, dude. I have two. The other story I'll have to show you. I have a huge scar on my leg from that fucking club because a fight broke out outside as I'm saying goodbye to guests. My first time playing the club. I'm only a few years into headlining those kind of clubs. This was, years ago. And I was saying hi to every person. I'm outside, a fight breaks out, and a woman gets pushed into my body. I grab her. And as I grab her, my weight shifts, and I put my back foot down to catch us both. And there is a umbrella stand, the metal part of it. Yeah. And that goes right in my fucking leg. Dude, it was, oh my God, the worst pain. I remember it happening and being like, was that a knife on the ground? I thought someone knifed me on the fucking ground. So that is Tampa to me. But the one thing I will say about Ybor is Cuban town, cigar town.
Yeah.
And you can get there were so many good places to go smoke, which I loved it because I was just trying to learn about it.
Mm-hmm.
And all I did take from it was, I like this kind. I don't like this kind. That's all I know.
That's good. That's good enough.
that's enough.
You don't need someone who you ever have someone come into the humidor and be like, "You need help with anything?" I'm like, "What do you like?
Yeah.
What? You
Yeah.
know? You're gonna tell me something about vanilla? No. I'm gonna deal with this as a man, and if I'm gonna in an hour and if it's terrible, pick. I'm gonna do it for an hour and a half. That's what happens. You're gonna smoke it for an hour and a half and be like, "This is a
suck it up.
terrible fucking pick."
I am just going to swallow my fucking pride
Yeah.
and eat this shit
Yeah.
sandwich by myself.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to like any second of it.
Yeah.
No, it is the one thing about cigars that I find to be troubling is when I'm golfing, which I like to go golfing, it's so hard to not have one now.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to get rid of that. I'm like, hey, stop. Because it used to be drinks. Because, look, I'm a big drinker. Unfortunately, I drink too much.
I mean, Chicago. That's not your fault.
Yeah, I know, but it's I'm not Burt Kreischer that it's not a part of my.
Yeah.
But to me, I do have a drink probably every day. I'm not having 10 a day.
Yeah.
But this will be the last one. I'll be done after this with you. But there's days where I'm like, oh, I should just not have one. But I got away from it on the golf course. It's so easy to be like, let's have a beer or let's have a drink at the turn.
Yeah.
Now I don't drink when I golf usually, which is great because I finally
Proves
capped
your
it.
game. Yeah.
Now I fucking have a cigar.
I mean, okay. Ron, he smokes on stage.
He's 107 years
Yeah,
old.
I know.
Yeah.
But I mean, I remember watching Ron when I was a kid, and
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if that's influenced at all why I even got into cigars, but I was like, there is nothing cooler than that. Also, I mean, Chappelle, he can smoke pretty much anywhere, but I mean, that's Ron's thing. It's
I know.
and there's nothing classier than that. I mean, even I know Bill's into cigars. It's just, but that's been. I mean, I've smoked cigars, and it's not all the time. It's just once every so often. If I'm like, oh man, I'm feeling like I want to go right or whatever, I'll and I want to make the trek to set my stuff down and get a cigar. It just feels great. I don't know why. There's something about, I think as a concept, I am obsessed with the idea of doing something while something else is also happening. That's how I digest life. I can't just do the one thing. Something else has to be happening.
Yeah.
So if I'm writing, Like, and there's a cigar that's lit there, and I can have that at any time. It's fucking perfect.
Yeah. You like multitasking.
Yeah.
When you're watching a movie, are you on your phone? Are you actually? I mean, at home, not in the theater, obviously. But when you're at home, if you're watching a TV show or are you on your phone?
Not okay. So that's the one. That's the anomaly. Because I have the respect for movies and for art.
Yeah.
If it's a special, I'm on my phone now.
Smart man. I will tell you, I am always on my phone when a movie's on. But that's just anxiety for me. I have to be doing something else because I feel like if I dedicate too much time to this, my brain will start running anyway.
Yeah.
So at least if I'm doing something kind of on my phone and watching at the same time, I'm managing my ADD.
Yeah.
Like I've sectionally gone, I know how to ingest this and still get something done on my phone and then go back to this for 15 minutes and then go back to my phone. I know it's super unhealthy.
Yeah.
But
but it's also finding that wavelength that you operate best on, you know? But I mean, like, I also have a friend who, no matter what, he is always on his phone when we, like, for me, I might have my phone here, but it's always face down. And whoever I'm with, like if I'm with friends or whatever, I don't even look at it once.
Oh, that's good.
You know? But I have a friend who he is on it like when we're talking and he's looking and like we're talking. And I there's something that's like, I don't know if it goes to like my Midwest roots or I don't know if I'm a narcissist, but I'm like, can you not look at your fucking phone while you're talking to me? Like, you know?
No,
like,
I don't like when people are on the phone when I'm speaking with them.
Yeah.
But if they need to do something, I'm like, do your thing, and then I'll fuck off. Because I'm like, I just would rather not, you know. I just don't. Everyone's phone is now such an extension of their whole life, which is fine. Me too.
Yeah.
That I get it sometimes, but also, yes, I do have people in my life that are never not on it when we're speaking. You can be on it all the time, but when we start talking, just put it in your pocket and we'll fuck off, and then you can get back to the whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
You know. By the way, the Midwest thing that you just said, I wanted to ask you. Did you grow up with a basement?
Yes.
You did. Don't you miss
I
basements?
do.
We're never going to have them out here.
I know. The idea, like, I've seen so many of my, like, I know what my parents' ankles look like because of when they walk, and it's just. Do you know what I'm saying?
My God. I know the defined characteristics of my mother's ankles based on that stairwell view. She's coming. She's hey, chill, cut it out.
Or when they're outside and they're walking, you can just see
right.
the fucking,
you can see the sliver outside. God, that's so fucking funny.
Yeah.
I know those. Also, basements to me were such a salvation as a teenager to find out about jerking off and then hooking up with someone and getting in trouble. You know, like that's how you learned about all the fucked up shit. Fucked up shit in California happens in someone's living room. I don't like where do kids do it? I don't know. I have no idea, dude.
Where does your uncle see you?
Yes. Where does he touch you? Where does your uncle touch you? In what part of your house? I just think that it shaped me as a kid. Having a basement was such a getaway. It was such a like a little hideout. It was like our little. It was how we escaped. And like you know, because if you had friends over, could they come in your bed? Or like if a girl came over to hang out, friends or groups, they couldn't be in your room, right? No,
it's the basement.
Basement, yeah, right. Because the room for mom and dad was always like, no, and leave the door open.
Yeah,
you can't. But in the basement. There's no sight line. They can't see you. I see your ankles before you're even down here.
Those stairs creak.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Oh, my
Someone's
God,
coming down.
So fun.
Yeah.
Did you have a finished basement or unfinished basement? Or half, or what was it?
No, we had a finished basement. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had a finished basement. I don't know if I'm bragging, but that I mean,
we got it finished at some point, too.
Yeah.
When we first moved into the house, when we left downtown Chicago, we moved out of the city, we moved to the suburbs. My sister was born. And we went to the suburbs, and it was unfinished, and I would skateboard down there because it was great. It was a cold concrete, and I loved it.
Wow,
I thought it was so cool.
Oh, that is cool.
And then they finished it, and then I was like, well, it took away all that. But little did I know, that was the beginnings of learning about getting my first hand job.
Yeah.
Getting my first blow job.
Yeah.
And those guys were
giving
satisfied.
Your first,
yes, both of those guys were satisfied.
I liked your joke better. So when you went to you've done the scene in Chicago, but you started in LA, but you've gone back and since done.
I go back, yeah.
I think Chicago was the first city I had visited where I felt like. I think that certain cities have almost an influence on a comedian's POV. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Like I left Chicago being like, like I watched like a mic, and I watched a mic, and I that I wanted to do, and I did it, and but I noticed that a lot of the comics on the show, like they had sort of the same kind of approach. Like a lot of people from Chicago, they would kind of do their set, and then they would talk about like their set as it's. I mean, I know that that's not necessarily specific to Chicago, but it just was almost every single one, and it just kind of had like a certain like a. I don't want to say a theme, but just like kind of the same kind of
through
feeling
line
there.
almost.
Yeah.
I think the grittiness. I like, it's easy to say that, but look, being from Chicago is a labor of love. Everyone loves to be like, the fucking winters, and it's like, well, then leave, but they won't. So they love it. So part of the idea of being from these places is like you love to fucking hate it, but it's camaraderie.
Yeah.
It's why the sports teams are so strong. It's why they're not so strong out here, because you don't have to. Weather isn't going to fuck up your shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have to light my key on fire to open up my fucking car door like I used to when I was. There's no trepidation, or there's no troubles of getting to a thing and being a part of it. In Chicago, that's all it is. So it's like it's a harborist lifestyle. It's like you have to fucking like hunker down and like take the fucking train, and your fucking pants are wet, and everyone's annoyed at that, and you can't wait for the fucking first day of summer. And
but Chicago doesn't do it in an annoying way the same way New Yorkers do it.
Well,
like New York,
yeah.
I mean, I like New Yorkers. Like New York, it's a grind to do New York, but they talk about with a pride that it goes into it. But in Chicago's got that similar kind of thing.
Chicago, because most people are homegrown. Chicago's usually a Chicago city.
Right.
New York is a transplant city.
Right.
New York has this vibe to it. A lot of people from New York that live in fucking New York, but New York has way more transplants than Chicago does.
Yeah.
Right. New York has more homegrown than LA does, but LA is a fake. It's fake.
Yeah.
It's not. This doesn't exist.
Yeah.
We're in a machine. It's fake. But
zero spirit to this town.
yeah, it's tough. Real tough. It's tough. I mean, it's tough. I drove by a bar and I heard people scream, and I was like, who are they rooting for? Because it's you know what I mean? I was like, no local team is playing right now, but I was like, that is wild. In no other city do you go, who's on?
Yeah.
Because you would know who's on because you're in the city where it is. But here it doesn't exist. It's that's an Eagles bar. Oh, that's a Falcons bar. You're like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like a Falcons bar in Chicago is just like, what? No, get a gun. You're out of here.
What are those, the employees? Why?
It just doesn't. It just that. So what I'm trying to say is like, New York does have a lot of fucking born and bred. New York has like a gut to it, a soul to it, but New York still is such a transplant city. It's a hub. I bet so many people come from everywhere to be in New York.
Yeah.
Living in New York is like, I want to move to New York. Nobody really, for the most part, goes, I got to move to Chicago. Unless you're a Midwest kid, unless you're from Indy or you're from fucking Iowa, that's who cultivates there. So it's kind of all the same people coming together. You're
Gotcha.
not that far off from us.
Yeah.
Indianapolis kids are probably just like Chicago kids.
Yeah.
Except,
Poorer.
poorer.
Yeah.
Yeah, poorer.
Poorer.
More. We have more crime. We have better crime than you do.
Better.
Just better crime.
Newsworthy crime too.
Death crime. You guys have like stolen car. We've got like stabbed to death, shot up liquor store. Better crime. We're just better crime.
It's better thought out. So I did a thing when I was first starting out. When I was doing like colleges, I would stay a few extra days so I could go do the mics or go do or try to get like a spot somewhere.
Right.
Like I would and it would be costly. Like I would try to like, because for college, whatever, you're first starting out, it's a lot of money, but at the same time, there's a huge amount of expenses and all of that shit. So the first time that I stayed, it was February, maybe 2013, and I would do a few mics around Chicago. It was so cold, like so cold to where like the snow. You can't see where street parking is. You can't see the signs for street parking, and like you can't see where the curb starts, like that shit. And I remember doing this mic where it was still daytime. It was like 5 p.m. I mean, I remember the sun was like out, but I was still doing this mic, and I was talking about my injury because I knew it was like recent. I was talking about like the story of it, and there was a guy who was like facing away from the stage, and I ended up saying like, yeah, man, and I'm just dealing with this stutter, and I'm and this fucking softball, and whatever the joke was. And I remember there's this black guy sitting at the bar, and he's facing the other way. He's got his sunglasses on, and he goes, "Man, that's bullshit." And I was like, I was like, what? And he's like, that joke, he goes, that story, that's not true. And I was like, well, yeah, I mean, well, you're not even fucking facing me. Like, what are you talking about? And he's like, that's because I'm blind. I was like, Jesus, dude, why are you blind? And he's like, I dropped acid when I was 19 and I stared at the sun for 8 hours. So now I can't see anymore. And I was like, okay.
Holy shit.
I was like, so we're like from the same cloth, bro. How can you think that, like, what do you think? Like, I believe that shit. Like, you don't, you know? It's the craziest thing. It's the weirdest bomb I've ever had.
But I like how you're showing camaraderie with this guy that clearly like his was self-induced.
Yeah,
This guy really went for it.
yeah.
Yours was a freak accident. This dude was like, oh no, I'm taking this on to ruin my fucking life and vision.
He said it in a way that actually made me feel like I still had stuff to learn. Like, cause he said it like he was like he said it so quickly. He was just like, man, I dropped acid when I was 19 for 8 hours and I stared at the sun. And I was like, well, like there's nothing you can like say after that.
How do you come back?
Yeah, you're just like, yeah, I mean, so I remember that happened in Chicago, and there were a few rooms that I had tried to like get in or whatever, but that set specifically stuck out because I just remember it. I remember feeling so like, bro, like how can you shit on my story and like, I'm not, your thing is crazy, but yeah, it was so weird.
But it didn't devalue your shit.
Yeah.
But it just felt like it was his way of being like, nah, I'm tougher than you.
Yeah.
My sadness is stronger than that's Chicago.
Yeah.
I'm sadder than you.
Yeah.
You don't get to be sadder than me, dude.
Yeah.
I'm from here.
Yeah.
That's kind of Chicago's way. That's what I mean. Is like we're kind of emotional one-uppers. We're like, no, dude, you think that's cold? Like that's such a Chicago.
He was like, I can't see and I saw God.
I can't even fucking see out of my eyeballs, dude. And I know that's a fake story. All right, buddy. Yeah, Chicago is such a one-upmanship of, no, you don't even fucking, let me tell this is how bad it was. But that's what I mean. They share in this treacherous lifestyle, and that bonding is what makes them have a strong culture.
Yeah.
It's odd to say that, but it's like, a rose that grows fucking through the concrete. You're like, well, it took all this bullshit to get something beautiful.
Yeah.
That's kind of what makes Chicago a strong city, which is also why, and I love LA. I do. I really do like it here. There's a lot of good, but it's also why when you said it doesn't have a
spirit.
We don't. It's hard to have one when it's fucking sunshine on your shoulders.
Yeah.
I mean, the only thing I was worried about today was wrapping my outdoor TV because it'll rain for one day here.
Yeah. You don't need anyone else. When you have sunshine, you don't need, and your car, you don't need anyone else.
I know. It's kind of sad. We should have a little bit more treacherous. I think an earthquake should come soon. Shake us up a little bit. We deserve to be broken a little bit.
But that's why but that's why the show Shameless is so good. Like I mean, like you're addicted to that show. Like they're fucking assholes, but like, and that show started in England and they could have picked any other city, but they were like, no. The same theme, Chicago.
It's true because that city does have that thing. Does Indy have a thing? What's it? No. Crackers. I remember crackers. Broad Ripple. Broad Ripple.
Does Indy have a thing? How you cut yourself off to say crackers?
Crackers. That's all I remembered. Crackers. Broad Ripple.
I'm trying to, you know what? The downtown scene in India's gotten a lot better, but if you go up to, what is it? Bloomington?
Chicago? If you just keep driving and you get to Chicago, you're in a city. There you are.
And if you keep heading west, you'll get,
all you have to do is go up to the lake. There's a Lake Michigan there. Just go right around it and go to the fucking city and just get it over with. No, Bloomington, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I think so. My sister goes to college there, and they are super liberal, very like they've got like pho restaurants. You're like, why is a pho restaurant in India? Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah, that's cool.
But as far as Indianapolis, like, I mean, it really is just, sports, bro. Like, it's blue collar and it's sports.
That's good. We need those places.
Yeah,
they need to exist so we can have those things still have a culture to them.
I have questions for you. I know this. I know you've been like. I think honestly, I think I would make such a good podcast host. Because I'm so good. Okay, probably not. So, but I think you're a great podcast host because you ask such great questions, and I think I'm really good at asking questions.
Give them to me.
That's my point. Watch these fucking questions.
These are gonna be bad.
So my question is, when you first started at the store,
Mm-hmm.
and you got all these guys coming in who you're also trying to get like stage time with, but like you were a door.
I never worked
person?
the door. No,
Oh,
I was
okay,
just an
okay.
open mic guy. I was just an open mic guy.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So even still, when you were like finally hitting the stages with some of these bigger guys or bigger, these comics who you're fans of, like, how do you conduct yourself? How do you keep it together? Because I'm already so introverted, but even just, just like meeting like some of these people, you're just like, geez,
Well, I think for me it was always like,
I mean, you're introducing them now. You know what I mean?
yeah, I was just so I was so adamant and charged about like showing off. I was so excited about like, I look at what I've worked on. I've worked so hard on this that like my kind of egomaniacal way, I was never worried about embarrassing myself in front of them. It was more I was worried I was going to be bumped. My brain was always on bump mode.
Wow.
Yeah, because we used to get, I mean, like when I was here, I started 06, 07, when I would get booked spots in 09, 2010, we get bumped all the time. Back then, it was happening a lot.
So that was the Tommy era, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we get bumped a lot. But I mean, at the Improv, anywhere else I'd perform, we get bumped a lot. Those were the bump days, like big time bump days. And it was cool to bump, and everyone was kind of like fascinated by it. But I was kind of a brat. When somebody bumped, I would go home. And then I don't know who it was, but one time, like Eric Abrams, maybe who used to be at the Improv, was like, "Why'd you leave?" I was like, "I didn't want to wait." And he was like, "I kind of respect that." I was so young that like I needed the spot, but I was also like, I don't want to wait until you're done jerking yourself off, famous guy.
Yeah.
I never liked it, and I vowed back then that I'll never bump.
Yeah.
I'll never bump.
Yeah.
I'll never bump.
Yeah.
I don't need to.
Yeah.
I can fucking call in
Yeah.
and say, hey, make me a surprise guest.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not that level now, but I'm just saying, like, if I ever get there,
Yeah.
fine, but I get enough time right now, that if I got more successful, I would have less reason to bump. I never understood it, and I never liked the culture of it. I never liked that it was part of the game.
Yeah.
Bobby and I get in arguments about it because it's part of his world. That his generation was the ones that promoted it, and I was always like, that's fucking so lame. It's such a lame move.
Yeah.
You're taking away food from the guy that actually starving, and you just ate, you fat fuck.
Yeah.
That's how I always felt.
Yeah.
So I never liked it, and for me, it was more, I was worried about, was I going to get my time to do my shit? So I never got in my head about performing with these big names, and maybe it's a little, egomaniacal, but I was more like, I have something to show you. I'm going to be good. I know I'm good. I've been working on this thing. So I was more concerned with getting my shit out there than, I don't know, how I want to look in front of XYZ.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was very self-indulgent. I was very because I wanted so bad for people to see what I had.
That's good. I mean, I like that that voice is more forefront. Like your voice is, I think yours is the inverse of mine. Mine is like, I have to stave off that voice that tells you you're not good. Like and then there's like that
I have it.
Little,
I have this sucks. You're not good. This joke is bad. Yeah.
I think we all have it. It's just, it's having that healthier relationship with it.
Yeah.
That is sometimes the more difficult thing to try and manage. And, I just, that's why, like, even at the store, like, there's so many people there that I love, and I don't know how to, like, I just don't know how to talk to them because I'm also so introverted.
I know, but you're one of us. You're always one of us, no matter what. Seinfeld did a whole thing about that. He's like, I could be in an airport in fucking, Uzbekistan, and I could see a guy who doesn't speak any English, but if it's comedian, it's like comedian. Oh my god, comedian.
Yeah.
Whatever his anecdote was.
Yeah.
But the idea is that we're all connected on this thing.
Yeah.
That's no matter what. I don't care what level you are. To get to a certain level of success of any kind, you've built some kind of audience.
Yeah.
It's impressive no matter what. You think about it like this. This isn't like tooting our own horn, but like, how many people get to do what you do? It's kind of remarkable.
Yeah.
Who else has 1.4 million miles on Southwest?
Yeah.
Almost nobody.
Yeah.
All right, give me another question.
So
and then we'll wrap it up because
Sure.
we do, after the show, you and I do a off-camera
Oh, nice
thing.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah,
cool.
they don't get to see.
fucking sorry for you guys, dude. It's perfect because in the interest of success, like we were just talking about, that's what this has to do with. Where are you at a place now where you're like, I am successful? I've gotten the things that I am content with, and those might be two different questions. But I just kind of want to get a sense of where your hedspace.
Those
is
are
on
two different
something.
questions. But yeah, I definitely feel successful for sure.
Yeah.
That's a broad term because I think people assume that means like, you know, you're rich and famous. No, but I know I'm successful in the idea that like I've achieved things that I really set out to do and it worked.
So you set out. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, and I cultivated an audience that I'm super happy about.
Yeah.
Like I'm proud to have this thing and me and Bobby's thing. It's like it's nice. It's just fucking nice, man.
It's awesome
to work hard and to have it come back.
Yeah, and by
you did it.
By all accounts, you are. I just it's shocking the amount of people who they are, and they're not sure that they are.
Yeah, no, I think I am. I just don't. It's not enough. That's the other side of the question. Was
Right.
No, I'm not content with it. I don't think this is it. I do enjoy what's happening.
Yeah,
I'm happy that I've made a world where, we go down to we're in San Diego together, and I brought Bobby and the Bad Friends team down, and 1,400 seats or whatever in that theater. Like that's a cool thing.
So cool.
It's a cool thing. It feels cool. It's hard for me. It would be hard for me to lie to myself and be like, no, this is quite successful to be able to have those people come out. I'm super fucking grateful for it. It's wild. Sometimes it's not that I don't think I'm successful. There are times that I'm like, this is remarkable.
Yeah.
That people are with me on this thing. It's fucking crazy. Sometimes my lady says this at the house. She'll go, this is how I feel the same way about she does about that. She'll stare at the dog sometimes. She's like fucking obsessed with who isn't obsessed with her fucking dog? But then she'll look at me and she'll be like, can you believe this fucking creature lives in our house and just loves us all the time? That's how it feels when people come to see me live. And I'm like, can you believe these fucking people came to the fucking city? That's how she feels about dogs the way I feel about fans. I can't believe these people. It's amazing. I'm so happy about it. You kind of don't know how to articulate it. In the same way, she's like, it lives in our house.
She's so funny, dude.
She's very fucking, dude. She says some shit sometimes that I'm like, you secret fucking genius.
Yeah.
She's able to pick things apart very small. She's real, super observant. And then she'll pick apart tiny little things in the public sphere that I'm like, that's such a funny nook.
But not a comic.
No, fuck no. She's a human. She's just
That's great.
Yeah, that's why she has emotions and feelings, and she's not trapped in that thing. Do you feel successful?
I would say, oh man, I would say I'm closer to. I mean, yes, but asterisk, kind of like but not quite.
You are though.
I don't
know. Your
know.
success is in the idea that you don't have to. This is your job. That's successful, right?
Yeah, it is. And I think the key to fortune and happiness and prosperity, all those words, like I think it's recognizing what it is that you have and being grateful for it. And that's something that it's not that I'm ungrateful. It's just in order to make so much sense of what I feel has happened in my life. I feel like for some reason, I'm constantly vying to validate it.
Sure.
Validate the whole why, and that's my struggle. My struggle is, it's not, and sometimes it stems from ego, but sometimes it just stems from like hurt. Just being like fuck, like I felt like that was, you kind of play the what if game. I mean, we all do, but you play it. I sometimes play it a little bit more because of certain things, and I'm extremely grateful for everything, but that also doesn't mean that I haven't worked myself to the fucking ground trying to beat that voice that's like, nah, you're not crazy. Like, you're not crazy for going after this. And I've talked about this with friends where it's like that's all that we're doing. We are either at the end of it, we're either crazy or we're not. And if you don't make it, you're crazy. If you don't make it, you're crazy. But if you do,
if you make it, you're still fucking crazy.
Yeah.
You just figured out a way to
exactly.
monetize crazy.
You taught other people to think you're not. That's all it is.
Don't forget to like and subscribe, baby. That's how we monetize that chaos.
Yes, but I just mean like we're playing with we're toying with ourselves by thinking like you have to be crazy to go after the shit.
Yeah.
And then, you know, if you don't end up making it, and I mean actually making it, then, you know, then people are like, yeah, did you think like, you know, like then you're that relative, or it's like, yeah, and then he did an open mic on a Saturday and a blind guy heckled it. You know what I mean? Like, you know.
But making it just to me, making it is there's another thing that people have different viewpoints on.
Right.
But making it is simply just making a living and doing this as your job,
right?
And getting on.
Yeah.
If you can do that, then you've made it. You've made it if you can make it your life and your job.
Yeah.
Your level of financial success that's skewed across a huge range. That's like a salesman at one company versus another company. I mean,
and I'm not even interested in the financial aspect.
You heard it here. Don't pay him, comedy clubs. No money for this guy.
But yeah, I mean, you know,
you want financial safety.
You want financial safety, but you want like you know, there's cool projects that happen, and you want to be a part of those things.
Right.
You know. I mean, I don't know. Like, I know we've brought it up, but like, I think Dave is such a cool example of that.
Yeah.
I mean that. I don't mean bullshit with that. I mean it. Like, there are scenes in that show where I think make an impact, and I think it makes an impact because of the cast and the writing and all the shit. Like, that's a cool thing. That's a cool thing to be able to have under your belt, and not under your belt in the way that like I accomplished this. I mean, like, there's influence in that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate it. There's something to it that, but I always take everything with a grain of salt, just because I'm an eternal pessimist who's like, it all goes away. Do you know what I mean? It all goes away.
Yeah.
So for me, it's like it's a wonderful thing, and I'm enjoying it. But I also, you know, I'm a nostalgia guy, so I can't wait to look back on it.
Yeah.
I feel like that. I'm enjoying it right now.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's gonna go. And you also, with TV and all that stuff, you don't know fucking what the reception is going to be in the future about next season, or if you get another one and all that. Those vulnerabilities are so heavy that I don't focus on them anymore because it's too much pressure. It's too much to think. You live and die by the pickup letter, and people that do, it's tough. It's a tough way to live. So it's like, I just want to do it and do good at it. And when it's over, I hope it was good.
Have you always been the same person, or have you
Pretty close.
Yeah,
pretty close.
There was never like a mind shift, like like a shift of your perspective where you're like, no, this is the way it's going to be now.
Pretty close. I feel like I've always been kind of the same guy.
Yeah.
In the sense of like, this is how I've always kind of felt. You know, like particularly about the business. You know, like I don't.
No, I mean about yourself.
Oh, about me?
I'm not about yourself.
Oh, I thought you meant my
not
position
about your
in the business.
No.
Oh, about myself? No, yeah. No, I mean, you know, I'm probably getting more comfortable with who I am at this age.
Yeah.
I don't really I give such a less of a fuck anymore than I ever gave about who doesn't like me or likes me.
Yeah.
Or, you know, I'm trying to figure out what I want to make for myself and for people that tend to like things I make. That's all. That's what I'm focused on.
Yeah.
So no, I think I've kind of been the same guy. I mean, you know, I have a little bit easier time now in terms of I don't stress as much about stuff I don't need to stress about. But I'm just because I'm lucky. I'm blessed that I don't. I think that Fahim Anwar, another comic, always said like
so funny.
The best. Maybe it was him, and maybe it was not, but it was like the day that you know you've made it as a comic is when you don't have to look at the prices on a food menu at lunch, you know, because it was always used to be like, I don't know if I can get a fucking $17 lunch. That's a fucking lot of money. You know, and I think once you make it as a comic, that was kind of my first goal hurdle. I remember going out to lunch and not even thinking about what to eat. Because it used to kind of be back in the day, it was like, dude, we're not going there. That's fucking expensive as shit.
Yeah.
And it wasn't. Whatever it wasn't expensive. To the average person, it definitely wasn't expensive. But for us, it was always penny pinching to continue to move. So those goals, those simple, small goals, I still feel lucky in that regard that it's like, oh, I am the same guy because I still feel lucky enough to look back and I still sometimes think to myself, it's nice. I don't even, that's great to not think about that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Or to buy groceries and I don't think about how many groceries I got. I used to have to think about it all the time. It used to be a fucking, a budgeted number is like, well, we can't spend $48 in the grocery store. And that was a thing. And so now I don't have to have that thing. I'm not spending $8,000 at the grocery store.
Yeah.
But I feel the freedoms. But outside of that, I think I'm the same guy. I mean, you definitely got to change, but I hope I am,
Yeah.
For the most part. You think you're the same?
Yeah, I mean, I just mean, just creatively. When you get in that voice where you're just like,
I think I'm getting stronger as I get older, just because I don't care as much.
Yeah.
Then maybe that's it.
That's it. That's the thing I think I'm kind of like circling, where it's just kind of where you kind of know that you kind of know that that's the answer, and you just got to go through it and not fabricate it, fabricate that you don't care. It's just that you just kind of don't. And
just kind of don't.
You just kind of don't.
It's true. All right, dude, I love you. This has been fucking fantastic.
Really
Do me
fun.
a favor. Look inside of that lens right there. By the way, I'm gonna send you a bottle of Blanton's. I've got one at the house. I'm gonna send you one. Okay?
I have one for you as well. Have you ever had mic drop?
No, I don't even know what that is.
I'm gonna get you.
All right,
a
we'll
bottle
swap.
of
We'll do a
mic drop.
swap. Look in that lens right there.
Yeah.
At your camera. And we end the episode the same way. One word or one phrase to take us home. One word or one phrase. Very simple. Very easy. This is my Trump. Very simple. It's easy. It's easy. Even Mexicans can do it. It's easy. Yeah. One word or one phrase into that camera, but that's going to close the episode. So when you're ready.
Fuck.
I know that's tough, but you can do it. I promise. One word or one phrase to close this episode. This will be embedded in history forever.
Inertia.
In here, we pour whisk, 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 whisk.
You were that creature in the ginger beard.
Sturdy and ginger.
Like vampires, the ginger gene is a curse.
Gingers are beautiful.
You owe me $5 for the whiskey and $75 for the horse.
Gingers? Oh, hell no.
This whiskey is excellent.
Ginger. I like gingers.